Hey y'all, I'm Paula Deen, and today you're in for some good old Southern hospitality, 'cause I'm throwing a cocktail party. And before we get started, I've just gotta head down to one of my favorite shops here in Savannah called Kitchen Caboodle, and I'm gonna be picking up an ice ring that I've just gotta have for my punch. And what a fun surprise it was to bump into my boys. It looked like they were planning a little party of their own. Well, I'm gonna have to hurry if I'm gonna get everything on the table on time. To start, I'm gonna create my creamy onion canapés and pecan-stuffed dates that are simply scrumptious. And then it's my cedar plank salmon topped with a wasabi cream that's gonna be the main attraction for today. And finally, no Southern cocktail party would be complete without my perfect punch. So y'all put on your party dress and grab your favorite friend, 'cause we're gonna party. Hey y'all, I'm finally taking time out tonight to have a cocktail party for a few friends. And I've gotten everything working and underway, but I've scoured my cabinets and I can't find my ice ring. And I can't do this party without one. So I'm going to see my friends down at Kitchen Caboodle. And I hope you'll come along with me because their shop is just adorable. What in the world? I thought I recognized those voices.
Hey, Mom.
What are y'all doing?
What's going on?
Nothing. What are you doing?
I'm having a cocktail party tonight.
You is.
So we?
We are too.
Y'all are.
We're grilling out. Doing some martinis.
Great, great.
We're gonna grill tonight. Bobby's actually.
What are you cooking?
I'm gonna cook tenderloin and fire roasted corn and make a tomato pie.
This is what y'all ought to be buying.
There's nothing could be truer.
My family tree is full of nuts.
Or at least one big one.
I'm actually making a Southern Comfort punch. And y'all saw me for years making those ice rings. I cannot find my ice ring anywhere, so I said, well, I knew I could run down here and find them from Janice, so that's what I'm doing.
Got plenty here.
Well, that's great. It's so good to see my boys.
It's good to see you.
Too.
Mama loves y'all so much.
Love you too.
Ain't we lucky?
Ain't we lucky?
All
Well,
right.
I
Mama.
got to get going.
All right.
Okie doke. Y'all have a great night.
All right. Oh, hey.
Gonna get that for Mom?
Yeah, I think we should.
Hey, how are y'all?
Hey, Amy.
Honey, how are you?
Good. What we got here?
I hope that you have a full set of these glasses maybe in the back.
Oh, I'm
There's
sure
only
we
two
do.
on the
Sure we
counter.
do.
Awesome.
Okay,
And
we'll sit back.
We want to get this for Mom. Make sure and ring this up, will you? I'm gonna stick it in her bag.
We'll just slide it in there so she
Thanks a
won't know
lot.
that. All right. Let me go
Check
look
on
for
these
those glasses. Okay.
Thank you very much.
I can't tell you. I've looked everywhere for that.
Hey, Mom.
Well, listen, I have got to run. I'm running so late.
right.
I'll
get this for you.
Y'all get that for me, please, because
All right.
and tell Amy I'm sorry I couldn't wait. But
Okay,
I'll
Mom.
see y'all later.
All right, Mama.
Y'all
Well,
have a
fun.
great party.
Love you. You too. Have fun.
And tell all your buddies I said hey.
All right, we'll
All
do.
right.
Love y'all.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye. Can't wait to see the expression on her face when she sees that nap.
It'll be funny.
How'd y'all like Kitchen Caboodle? Isn't it the cutest shop you've ever seen? And naturally, I can always count on them to have just what I need for my kitchen. They know that I'm just a nut over tea towels. And look at this one that they stuck in my bag. Isn't that cute? Well, I'm gonna do a little twist to our salmon for my cocktail party tonight. So we've got our piece of cedar that has been soaking about 4 or 5 hours. And we're going all our board with a little olive oil. Now he's ready for our fish. We're just gonna transfer our fish to our piece of cedar. Just wipe a little olive oil on him. All right, now all we're gonna do is salt and pepper him nicely, and he's ready to go in the oven. Now this is a great dish prepared on the grill outside over charcoal. But I've opted to just throw this in the oven and cook it. And he's gonna take probably 12 to 15 minutes total cooking time. All right, so we're gonna let that cook for about 10 to 12 minutes. And while our fish is cooking, I'm gonna come over here and make a wasabi cream sauce to serve along with it. And this is really, really tasty if you like really kind of hot stuff. So I have just poured my whipping cream in here. And in this dish, I'm gonna make my wasabi paste. And in order to bring it from this state to the state that you see on your plate in the restaurant, you simply add water to it. And it only takes a little bit. And get that going until I have a paste worked up. All right, so we got our wasabi going on, and I'm gonna just beat this until it forms nice soft peaks. All right, that looks good. Now we're just gonna come over here and fold in some fresh lemon juice, a little salt, and our wasabi. Now you can put as much or as little as you want, but Michael and I really like it with a lot of kick. See, I'm gonna pile this up to sit along with our salmon. Oh, it looks really, really good, doesn't it? All right, now smell our fish, and I'm ready to see if it's about ready. Oh, it's just sizzling, smelling so good. And the aroma from the cedar coming up into the salmon is unbelievable. And it requires so little garnish. This dish really stands on its own. I'm gonna get me just a little bit. I'm gonna cut this tail very, very neatly so nobody will know I've been there. Wow. It looks and smells like perfect salmon. And then I'm gonna come back over here and get me just a little bit of wasabi cream. It's incredible. In a few minutes, I'm going to be showing you how to make those wonderful pecan-stuffed dates wrapped in bacon and creamy onion canapés. I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break. Hi, I ran out of bacon. I had to run get some more. This next appetizer that I want to show you, I've been making since I was a young bride in my 20s. Now, all we're going to do is start with a whole date. You may find that some of the dates have seeds in them and you'll just have to remove the seed, but these have already been removed. And I'm gonna take a pecan and just tuck right in that fat, rich date. And then I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna get my bacon and I'm gonna cut this into fourths. I'm gonna cut it right down the middle first and then go to my other two pieces and cut those right down the middle, giving me 4 equal pieces. And I'm gonna take my date and just wrap my bacon and toothpick it, holding that bacon on, and onto the tray they go. All right, we've got enough to go ahead and cook, and the great thing about these is we can cook them early in the day because these don't have to be served hot. I have to tell you though, they are good warm. So you'll just need to watch your oven and bring the bacon to the degree that you like it. We're gonna put these in a 400-degree oven and I'm gonna bake them about 10 to 12 minutes. So while those are making, we're gonna start our caramelized onion canapés. Now I've got my pan nice and hot and I'm gonna put a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. And we are gonna use just a regular onion and we're gonna slice it into onion rings, just like that. You can hear our pan sizzling. And we wanna cook these over like a medium heat because we don't want them to burn. We just wanna caramelize them. In fact, I've already got some that I caramelized. Now I did up my bread earlier and toasted it. And I chose to use a very thin slice of bread. The thin works very nicely because it kind of gets like a cracker. And just choose the biscuit cutter of your choice. And I kind of rather like the small ones for this appetizer. I can actually almost get 2 rings out of there. And then I'm going to throw those to the side and I'll use those scraps as croutons later on. So you just want to put these on a cookie sheet. and put these in the oven and dry them out. The main thing about these is you want them crispy. Now we're gonna go in for the good stuff that makes it rich and a little sinful. And we're gonna do that by mixing up an 8-ounce package of cream cheese with a little seasoning salt, a teaspoon of Worcestershire, and you can use your imagination on this. You can kind of put this together any way you like. I'm gonna put some cracked pepper, and for a little heat, I'm gonna put in just a little cayenne pepper and just mix that together. And I've got my cream cheese at such a soft state that you don't even have to use a mixer. You can just do it right up with a spoon. All right, I'm gonna turn these off and move them out of our way, and I'll finish those off in a little while. But I wanna go ahead and put these together and get these in the oven. Now I'm gonna take our bread and just smear a little of the cream cheese on it. I just love making appetizers with breads. They're hearty and filling, and everybody loves good bread. So I'm gonna move this out of our way and bring our onions up here. All right, now we're gonna take our caramelized onion and we're gonna place a little bit on those bread round. And aren't they pretty? They're kind of interesting on those little rounds of bread. Now I'm still not quite finished with these, but I smell this bacon, so I've got to check these dates and see if they're ready. Oh, and they are. I knew I smelled them. Look how yummy those look. All right, now we're gonna finish these off quickly by just putting a little dab of one of my favorite condiments, mayonnaise. All right, right now I'm gonna sprinkle them with paprika, because the paprika is gonna give them a nice brown look. And these truly don't take but just a couple of minutes in the oven. And that's it, just that simple. All right, I'm just gonna loosen these from the pan and put these right up here. And by the time I get through doing this, our creamy onion canapés should be ready. All right, let's see if the mayonnaise is kind of melted down. Oh yeah, they look good. All right, these look so good. And you see, those truly don't take but just a minute. I think they're just gonna love these two dishes. Just gotta try one. The onions and the mayonnaise and the cream cheese is so, so good. But this is people food, Rennie. You don't like dates. After all these years, these are truly still one of my favorite little appetizer bites. Y'all stick around, because we're fixing to whip up the life of this cocktail party.
I hope y'all are enjoying the show, and I want to hear from you. Tell me what recipes or videos you'd like to see me make by just leaving a short comment below. Now, let's get back to the show, y'all.
Hi. You know, every time I make something like this, I can't help but think of my mama and daddy. They used to make what they called a sledgehammer punch. And I asked them one time, I said, well, why do you call it a sledgehammer punch? And they laughed and said, because when it hits you, it feels like a sledgehammer hitting you upside the head. So I can't help but think of them. Now, the first thing I'm gonna do is take my mold that I found from Kitchen Caboodle, and I'm gonna put a few rings of oranges in the bottom, just a few, and I'm gonna stick a cherry down there. I'm not gonna put too much because this is actually gonna float a little bit on us. And I'm gonna pour just a little bit of lemonade, just a little. And we'll move that cherry back up there. And now I'm gonna put this into the freezer, and I'm gonna freeze just this little bit. And I have one here that I've already frozen. And I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna put another layer of fruit. And I'm just gonna kind of mix things up. I'm gonna put some lemon slices and some lime slices, because when we unmold this onto our punch, we just wanna see lots of layers of colors. I'm gonna put a little mint, and I'm actually gonna slip that mint inside the orange so it won't float. I'm gonna finish putting some cherries around it and a little bit more mint over here. Now you can kind of shake this up any way you want to. So I'm gonna pour another layer of lemonade, and then this will go back into the freezer and we'll freeze this top layer. Isn't that pretty? I'm gonna stick, I think, just a few more slices around. And you wanna use a lemonade or even a ginger ale. You don't want to necessarily use water. As your ice ring melts, the water will weaken your punch, and you don't want to be serving a weak punch at your party. So this is ready to go into the freezer. Isn't that pretty? It's going to look luscious on top of our punch. And speaking of punch, I'm going to start this particular punch with an orange concentrate and some banana daiquiri mix and some fresh lemon juice. All right, so we're gonna add some ginger ale. I'm gonna start with a 2 liter and maybe add half of another one. All right, and I've got to wait for that fizz to go down to see where we are. All right, and I'm gonna put a little bit of this bottle in there. And now for the Southern Comfort. Look, that's gonna kill those bubbles. Now on your Southern Comfort, you can make this as strong or as light as you like. I've used about a half a bottle. All right, now I'm gonna come in and taste that and see if it's strong enough. Actually, I don't believe that's strong enough for the men, so I'm gonna go a little bit more. Oh my goodness. That little bit turned into the whole stinking bottle, didn't it? All right, that foam you can see, since I put the alcohol in, it's really starting to disappear on us. And it's ready for our ice ring. Oh, and it's pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. And this should come out very, very easily. And it did. We're just gonna slip our ring right down into our punch. And you can see how pretty that is. And I think the cook needs to have a glass, don't y'all? Get that juice that's been right around the ice ring. Looks good. And so quick and simple to make. Here's to you. Oh, it's delicious. I'll see y'all in a few minutes. I'm gonna give you some tips on how to make your cocktail party go smooth as silk.
I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break.
All right, for a few quick tips, it's gonna make your party go smoother. You can actually take your bacon wrap dates and pop them in the microwave and get your cooking time down to about 2 minutes. And on your creamy caramelized onion canapés, if you don't have time to fool with the bread, you can actually do this on a cracker. But while we're talking about bread, I wanna show you the set of biscuit cutters. They actually come in a little canister, and they range in little to big, and these are a wonderful investment that would last you a lifetime. And on your salmon on Cedar, check with your grocery stores or the fish market, because you want to be careful where you get your cedar, because you certainly don't want to get any that's got any chemicals in it that could actually harm someone. I'm getting so excited about my cocktail party tonight. I stay so busy that sometimes I don't get to do this as often as I'd like to, but I'm looking so forward to having a few friends in tonight, and I hope that they're going to just love the Cedar salmon with the wasabi sauce and the creamy onion canapés, and one of my favorites, the bacon-wrapped pecan-stuffed dates. And I know they are going to love this Southern Comfort punch with that pretty ice ring in it. I hope that y'all have a great time at your own cocktail party, and I'll use a few of these things. And until then, America, I wish you best dishes and love from my cocktail party to yours.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.